Comic people out there, the third issue to the He-Man Thundercats crossover from DC Comics is out. This is written by Rob David and Lloyd Goldfine, and it's illustrated by Freddie E. Williams II. To recap, Mum-Ra came to Eternia hoping to find another ancient spirit of evil that was part of the original spirits of evil, and to find a way to escape his enslavement to them and the Black Pyramid. And he kinda sorta had a partnership with Skeletor, and Skeletor predictably betrayed him. But not before Mum-Ra was able to take on He-Man and take away the Sword of Power. Oh yeah, he also stabbed Prince Adam before he turned into He-Man, which that comes into play into this issue. Skeletor supposedly killed Mum-Ra by incinerating his body and then drinking his ashes with some magic mumbo-jumbo stuff and the Sword of Power, and then he became Skeletor Man, something like that. But Mum-Ra is not dead because according to him, as long as evil exists, he'll also exist. The first two issues are focused much more on He-Man. This one, however, is focused much more on the Thundercats. We get a badass battle between the Thundercats and Skeletor, but keep in mind, Skeletor now has the power of He-Man, so he's got his own magical abilities and he's also super strong. The battle goes from one side of the spectrum of being very cheesy, then going all the way to the other side where it's very adult. The dialogue sounds like it's directly from a 1980s kids cartoon, but then we'll see Lion-O having his eyes slashed by the Sword of Power. It does sound as though the writers are trying their best to make this as nostalgic as possible, but still making it very modern for today's times to be very adult. For the most part, Skeletor does lay the smackdown on all of the Thundercats, and it was kind of cool to see that. Although, predictably though, Mum-Ra is not dead. In fact, he's still within Skeletor. We get a very comical instance where the two of them are trying to fight over control of the body. I personally thought that that part was funny, although I've been reading online that a lot of hardcore He-Man Thundercat fans really thought that that part shouldn't have been put in. But you know what? I thought it was great. Skeletor doesn't keep the power of He-Man very long, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen it go on a little bit longer than just one issue. The ending of this issue is pretty interesting. When Prince Adam had been stabbed by Mum-Ra, Prince Adam had turned into He-Man and he healed instantaneously. However, when Skeletor took the power of He-Man from him, he turned back into Prince Adam and the wound was still there and he died. But come on, even though this is an alternate universe and this is taking place in its own storyline, we know that He-Man isn't going to stay dead, or even if he is dead. Especially being the future solicitations have shown He-Man and Lion-O clashing swords against each other. It's just a question of how he's going to be resuscitated. He could be brought back as an evil zombie He-Man, and that would be pretty awesome, and I'd respect the writers for doing that. I'm a fan of the artist Freddie E. Williams, so I like his style and I like his take on Lion-O and the Thundercats. So far, I'm really liking this story a lot. It's not the greatest, but I still feel as though it's well done. The only minor thing that I'm not really too into is the fact that it's more just based on He-Man himself and not the rest of the Masters of the Universe. I'd like to see more collaboration between the Thundercats and the Masters of the Universe. But we're only halfway through the series. There still is 3 more issues to come out. Plus, I know the title is He-Man Thundercats and not Masters of the Universe Thundercats, so I guess it should be focused more on him and not his buddies and his companions. So I'll just leave it at that. I am excited for the next issue, and I will be doing a video on that when it comes out. If you're interested in getting this, it is a DC comic book, so it's available at just about any comic book store anywhere, or you can go to dccomics.com and you can download it from there. Thanks for watching me in this video. Be sure to check out my Patreon site when you get a chance. Check out my website, my social media sites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. It would be really great if there's another miniseries that came after this where She-Ra comes in and either she's teaming up with the Thundercats or maybe she's fighting them. Who knows? There's a lot of different possibilities here.